Welcome. This is the UpViral Co-Pilot Show on Tuesday, April 19th. It is a Q&A day. I always love Q&A days. So y'all got to come up with some great questions. Those of you who are attending live, those of you who aren't attending live, well, maybe you're never going to get your question answered. It has been, so for those of you who don't know, I haven't talked about this much, but I've been sick for the last 6 weeks, having some intestinal issues, and today's the first day I feel normal in 6 weeks, so I'm pretty excited about today. And today is one of my busy days, so we're going to give my body a little test here. What I forgot to do was to open the UpViral question sheet, so I'm going over to sheets.google.com. Kiki says, man, I'm glad you're feeling better. I am too. It is not fun being unhappy in the gut, as many of you probably know. So let me scroll down here. So who's going to be the first to ask a question today? There are no new questions in the chat, in the UpViral Co-Pilot Show. Hey, by the way, Lisa says, I have a question. Great. Are you guys getting the emails from the UpViral Co-Pilot announcements? I was. Carlene says no. I'm looking at my email. Bradley says yes. Bradley, if you're driving, quit responding. I don't like people driving and texting. Maybe if you're at a stoplight, that's okay. But unless somebody else is driving. I'm picking on you, Bradley. Yes, I see so many people who record videos and do Facebook Lives while they're driving. I don't get it. Please focus on what you're doing, not on what's happening and typing and texting. It's just dangerous, and I love each and every one of you. So don't do that. Please don't do that. I also was chased a couple of weeks ago by a road rage person. I honked at somebody, I waved at them, and I guess they thought I was being really mean. He cut me off, and then he chased me for a couple of miles and eventually threw something at me or shot a pellet gun or something. I don't quite know what he did, but something very hard struck my driver's side window as he was passing me, shouting obscenities. So don't honk at people. Don't be mean in cars. I wasn't mean. I don't think I was mean. I just honked because he cut me off. I didn't salute him in any way, shape, or form other than waving with a smile on my face. All right, but maybe I unsubscribed to the Co-Pilot Show emails. I was doing quite a few unsubscribes recently, so maybe I did that myself. Hello, Robert. Hello, Andy. Did I say Andy earlier? Welcome to all. So, whoever has a question, let's go. Let's pop those questions in, and let's get started. Robert says, I would like some ideas on how to use UpViral to get clients to my business coaching program. First of all, thank you for being brave and risking your life to ask me a question, because y'all know I can be pretty brutal, especially when it comes to reviews. But there are lots and lots of ways of using UpViral, Robert. If you have tuned into any of the Co-Pilot shows, if you haven't, if you're a first-timer, that's okay. Bless you for being here. I'm still laughing at Bradley, sorry. Lots of ways of using UpViral. And typically what the UpViral team does is talk about contests. Now, if you saw their recent announcement, just Friday, Good Friday, Thursday, last week, they released a scavenger hunt, kind of a campaign. And it was not just a contest. So applause to the UpViral team. See if I can get the applause going here. Applause to the UpViral team for putting out something that is not just a contest. Let's see. Lisa said, I submitted a question. Lisa, oh, that was... Oh, it was yesterday. I apologize. I look... Yeah. Here's how bad I am. I'm an American, and I looked in the spreadsheet, and I thought it said the 4th of the month, and it says the 18th, because the dates are different the way we do questions. Or dates here in the United States. You know, we Americans, we think everything revolves around us. So, Lisa, I do see your question. So now let me look at the questions differently. Did the Cove pilot show have beneficial? That was an earlier question from Viano, and I have not seen that before. Did the UpViral co-pilot show have beneficial what? All right, let me get back to... now you got some good questions popping in. Robert's question, how to use UpViral to get clients. So I was talking about the UpViral campaign that they released late last week. Scavenger hunt is what that is. Have you guys looked at that? Let's see. It's a very interesting kind of campaign, and we're going to talk, Robert, for a few minutes about this. And let me see. I know I grabbed it yesterday, but I don't have... So I have 2 UpViral accounts. I'm not telling everybody that. Let's see. Where is app.upviral? So this is my second account because I know I grabbed this campaign yesterday. So let me show y'all this campaign. And Robert, please stick around if you have time. If you can't, come back and watch the replay. But I'm going to talk about this for a little bit because Lisa's question kind of is in the same vein. Now, Robert, if you wouldn't mind, tell me a little bit about your coaching program. What kind of coaching, what kind of business coaching are you doing? Is it business to business? Are you teaching entrepreneurs? Just give me a few sentences about what you're doing. All right. So what I'm going to do, and why, I don't know, dang it. I have some fancy buttons on my Stream Deck, and for some reason the Stream Deck Zoom buttons aren't working, and they started not working last week. So now I got to go back to the old method of actually doing share screen. So in this campaign, and I'm just simply, so this is my, that's my regular account. Where's my, so in this campaign, when you come into UpViral, they now have this link that you can click here. So what I did was I did create new campaign, and down at the bottom is this new Easter scavenger hunt. Now, obviously, Easter is past, so we can't really use it for Easter starting right now, but you can use the concept for a bazillion different things. And if you guys aren't seeing my screen, please yell at me. So I clicked on the link, and this is their campaign that says 4 bunnies have escaped from our Boston store. Help them find a way home in time to get Easter gifts. Well, that's pretty freaking cool. What a great idea. One of the first places I saw this idea, and what I'm looking for is my mouse pointer thing. Why is that not? There it is. One of the first places I saw the scavenger hunt idea was with the Bunky campaign from David Frazier. And it's a really good idea to simply take people to some of your pages, 1 or 2 or many of your pages, and ask them to look for stuff. So this really isn't a contest, right? This is simply getting people to go do some things, and if they do those things, then they earn some rewards. Okay? Great idea, right? This is not just your typical UpViral contest. If they do something, they'll get a $10 reward to spend in this store. If they do a little bit more, they're going to get to their Facebook group, get admission to our private Facebook group. So these are ideas of things that the people that theoretically are your target audience would be very interested in earning. They're earning them, they're not winning them. Now, you can, sometimes I call it an instant win because it feels a little bit more fun, maybe, than just kind of doing earning. Earning sounds like work sometimes. Whether or not these are the right rewards for your customers is a whole nother topic, of course, as well. All they have to do, though, is put their name and their email in, and then on the sharing page, they're asked to do some of these activities, and when they do, they get enough points to earn these rewards. And I'm assuming that sharing is one of them. I have not really gone through the sharing page, but I'm assuming that's the way they're going to get points. They're also going to go onto the website to find different things. Okay? Now, the reason I'm pointing this out, Robert, is that you don't have to use UpViral just for contests, sweepstakes. There are a million different ways of using UpViral. And you can do that, right? You can do lead magnets. I have a lead magnet to get on my email list, for example. I have a lead magnet to get into my webinar. Webinar registrations. You can do all kinds of different things. If you are asking somebody for an email address, you can do that with UpViral. So Robert, in the comments, said, business to business. I'm an IT guy doing done-for-you advertising as I own a Facebook ads agency. So I offer done-for-you landing pages, ads, etc. So the first question always is, who is your avatar? Now, we've done a couple of different shows on avatars. Might do another show on creating your avatar because it's really important. My good friend Bradley and I were talking about that very recently. It's something that we often neglect. You need to have a story. You need to have an understanding of what your avatar is searching for, what they're looking for, what your solution is going to do for you. What your solution is going to do for them in your business. And in this particular case, by the way, if somebody comes to this page with cold traffic, how do you think this page works the way it sits for cold traffic? It's not a very good page, in my opinion, because it starts out with 4 bunnies have escaped from our Boston store. Hey, I don't even know who you are. What's the company? What store are you talking about? Help them find their way home in time for Easter and get free gifts. Okay, well, yeah, I still don't know much about the business. So if I were creating this for my business, there's a whole lot more information that I would provide here. It's great for incredibly warm traffic. If you happen to be a customer of the Little Brain store, then this is kind of cool. If you don't know who the Little Brain store is and what they sell, not so much. But in order to do a page like this or a campaign like this, and Robert is, kind of doing done-for-you advertising as in order to create a page or an ad for Facebook, Robert, for one of your clients, don't you have to know what their client's avatar is? Right? It's one of the most important things, and it's often highly neglected. We do a lot of things in our businesses and we think we know who our customer is. But until we really know who they are and what their words are, what the words are that they use, what are they searching for, what pain points are they struggling with. And I'm going to pick on you, Robert, here, because Robert's next sentence is, I'm thinking of local owners as my avatar. Okay, that's a pretty broad statement. The people who teach avatar work will tell you, you need a better story, Robert. I will tell you that too. And I tell you that out of love. I'm going to turn this off if I can. See, I don't understand why my buttons aren't working. Because now I have to go back the old way. If you don't know exactly who you are trying to talk to, then it's very difficult to talk to them. I have changed my wording in my own personal business several times in the last 2 years. I believe I've finally figured out what the right words are that attract my perfect avatar. And I have talked to plenty of people recently, and they all resonate with what I'm talking about. It has been an evolution. It's hard. This avatar work is hard. And if you don't put in the time, then you're not really going to be successful, in my opinion, because you don't really know how to talk to their pain points. And when you look at a template like we were just looking at, and this is true of Robert too, because you're going to be looking at making ads for your clients' customers, right? You got to make an ad that talks to their pain point, their desires, what they lust for. And so you really should be very good at picking this stuff out. Thank you, Bradley. Bradley just told me privately that I could go use his avatar that he and I were talking about a couple of weeks ago. I'm not going to make the time right now to go find it, because I want to keep moving because we have several questions. And we have whole shows. There is an UpViral co-pilot show that Mark and I did very early in the co-pilot series, where we break all this down. There's an entire presentation. There's a worksheet for you to do. I don't have it right here in front of me as to what episode it is. And man, I sure miss Deborah, because Deborah would go find it just like that. But that's one of your most critical pieces. And why am I harping on that still? Because what Robert initially asked me is what kind of campaign would work. I'm a business-to-business, done-for-you advertising, so I offer done-for-you landing pages, Facebook ads, etc. Okay? If Robert, and I'm picking on Robert, if Robert doesn't have a very defined avatar, then it's very difficult to even think about what the right offer is. Right? Where are your local businesses? And Robert later on thought of restaurant owners. What are they struggling with? And I since you mentioned Dana, I'll answer that in just a second. One of the things that I did 2 years ago was I walked into a local restaurant, and the restaurant had on the side just selected as pizza place of the year by the local magazine. Riverfront Times is what the magazine is called here in St. Louis. I walked in, and there was a gentleman in front of me talking to the guy at the counter. It turns out the guy at the counter was the business owner. And the business owner was talking to the gentleman, and I did not hear the beginning of the conversation, but he handed the gentleman his business card and said, "Let's chat." And I had my, "Hey, I'm really curious" hat on, which I don't always have on. And I asked the owner, I said, "Oh, you're the owner. There's nobody behind me, so I'm not slowing anybody down." I said, "I'd like to place an order, but I'm curious, do you have an email list?" He said, No, I don't have an email list. Why would I want an email list? We do advertising in the local magazines and stuff like that. I said, email list, if you had an email list, you would be able to send offers to the people that you know are highly interested in your business. Why are you doing this general billboard / advertising when you got people walking in your front door? You just handed that gentleman a business card. Why did you not get his email? Why are you putting the burden on him to email you? Right? Why aren't you, and I sound like an expert when I did that, and he said, I hadn't really thought about it like that. Now, I could have signed him up right then and there to run some contests and build an email list and done the whole thing for him. I'm convinced I could have done it, but that's what I was just curious. I was not in a position where I wanted to sell him on my services. But what I find is that they don't even understand there's a problem, right? Now, let me rephrase that. They know they're struggling to find people, but they don't know what they need to do to get people, and they've got a pot full of people walking in the door every day, and they're not collecting those people's information. I saw an interview, and I'm rambling. I know I'm way off topic here, but I think this stuff is important. Tell me if you want me to stop blabbing. I saw an interview, 2 days ago. The interview was with several 80-year-old millionaires, and the question was asked, what do you regret not doing in your business? One of the gentlemen said, well, I spent too much time on my business, blah, blah, blah. Another one said something else. But the third guy said, and his name was Weiss, Alan Weiss. He's a published book author. Thank you, Kiki. What he said was, what I didn't do was collect enough names. Said in the old days, I could have simply asked them for their name and their phone number. I didn't do that. And this is one of the lessons that I learned early on as an entrepreneur back in like 2011, 2012. I saw other businesses growing their email list by offering a lead magnet, and then they were constantly in front of those people. These guys crushed me in terms of my blog, advertising, and everything else because they were collecting emails. And if y'all aren't doing this, but how do you do that? You put the right offer in front of the right person. You got to know who that person is, Robert. You got to know who those people are. And then you got to know what they need to solve their problems. And a business that's a restaurant, Robert, that's an easy target. They need more butts in seats eating their food. How many people have a rewards program? How many restaurants? You go to a restaurant. I mean, used to go. I've been cutting my own hair since the pandemic. But when you go to the hair place, they give you a little card that says you get 10 stamps. You come in, we'll get you a free haircut. That's a rewards program. How many restaurants are doing that? Very few will do that. But yet, if you have those kinds of rewards programs, that is a beneficial thing to get more people coming back, right? Why aren't you collecting emails in order to be in front of those people? Little rewards card doesn't cut it because now that business cannot contact me, right? Your email is your number one asset. You got to convince these businesses that their email list is their number one asset. Advertising on Facebook doesn't cut it. I'm really exaggerating. Of course it does. People are doing it all the time, but they cost money to do that. Your email list is virtually free, and you have people that raised their hand that said, yes, I want to know more about your business. Keep contacting me. The second step in that UpViral is doing the promotion of is getting those people to refer others to you. Right? The rewards card doesn't do it. I'm going to pull out my thing. I am laughing because what you can't see below here is the mess because I am cleaning my room. I decided to clean my room. And I set aside a special box, there it is, to save this. This is an amazing thing. This is a young lady that I just hired to do my lawn. What does this line right here say? Right there. Free mow for introducing a friend. This young lady is 17 years old. She's doing lawn mowing. She understands that value of referring. I'm rewarding this young lady. She is amazing. She's fantastic. But she's putting out flyers, knocking on doors, and asking for a referral. How amazing is that? Absolutely amazing. Look at this one. This is the other one I use all the time. Business, right? House sales on the back. Referrals are the greatest compliment I can receive. This team understands how powerful referrals are. This is what UpViral does for you and what we'll do for your customers. If you can get a restaurant to start building a list, I can never remember his name. Oh, geez. I have this mental thing that goes on in my head, and I'm someday going to conquer it. Oh, man. I'm going to go over to LinkedIn because it's going to bother me. And if I was messaging him on LinkedIn just the other day. Christopher Talon. See, I got it before I even got the LinkedIn thing. All right. Christopher Talon has a course specifically aimed at restaurant owners, and he serves them as a business to get more people into the restaurant, and he uses UpViral to do that for all of his vendors, all of his restaurants. So, I'm sorry, it's now wait, I talk a lot. You know I talk a lot, but this is my passion, right? This is what I understand, and this is what I can do for many people. This plaque, if you haven't seen it, I was the first person to be awarded this plaque on the planet. 250,000 leads in my UpViral account because I was working with clients and serving them with contests. And I've learned since then that there's more to UpViral than just contests. All right, so let me do this. Dana asked, where are the replays? So if you go into your UpViral account, see, I keep pulling this up and now I know it doesn't work. So why do I even bother? I gotta find out why my buttons aren't working because it's so simple to just push my buttons instead of having to find the Zoom screen. If you go into your UpViral account, there is a learning center up here at the top. When you come into the learning center, here are the replays. They're right there in your UpViral account. If you haven't signed up for an UpViral account, please do. It's a $1 14-day trial. Go to UpViral.com and sign up. Carlene, yes, your question's still here somewhere. Inside here, you can go back and you can start watching, and they are from episode 1. Somewhere in here is the avatar. You can just do a search for the word avatar and you'll find it. All right, go back there. If you don't have UpViral yet, you should, but you can also go to YouTube, and that doesn't work. I can't type YouTube, right? Google search YouTube. You can come in here and search for the UpViral account. UpViral. I should have this saved, but I don't. And they have their account right here. All of the UpViral Copilot shows are listed here under their videos. Okay, so you can come in there and do search. All right. Whew. So, Robert. Yes, UpViral will work for your IT business. Go make sure you totally understand your avatar. Make sure you understand what those people need. Because the reason, I'm going to come back. See, I hate this without my buttons. The reason you need to do that is so that you can run a campaign, whether it's a lead magnet or a webinar or a challenge or whatever it is you're wanting to do. You have to know what they are going to, as Bradley loves to say, crawl through broken glass to get. Carlene, I'll give you Carlene as an example. Carlene ran her first campaign. She was brave enough for me to review it a couple of weeks ago. Her offer was an hour of her time. Someday, what I'm going to do, so right back there, there's a book right there that is Tony Robbins. If Tony Robbins was giving away an hour of his time, everybody would want it. There are some people that wouldn't, but everybody would want it, and they would get tens of millions of signups. Carlene, nobody knows who Carlene is yet. Are they going to sign up to get that hour? Probably not, because it's not something they know they need yet. You have to go find something that they absolutely need, and $100 in cash is not it for Carlene. It might work for other businesses, but that's not going to work. And for you, Robert, that's not going to work either. You know that those businesses need your Facebook ads, but they're not probably even searching for that yet. You know they need a web page built. That gentleman that was running that restaurant knows probably that he needs a website. Probably doesn't even know how to go set it up. Probably doesn't even know how to search for it. So you got to figure out what the right offer is, and it's going to take multiple tries. My light just went on up above my head. My green light. Anyway, you got a lot of things to do to make sure that you know what your audience wants. All right, so let me go back. Hopefully that gives you enough ideas. I know Robert said that's great. Lisa, I'm going to talk about your question. Lisa, Kiki says a light question. This is a very good question. It's something I can answer quickly, so I'm going to just grab it. If you wanted to promote the share link on the share page to business people only, what kind of wording would you use? It's a very good question. See how I can say this easily. You want to find words that your people resonate with, but you also don't want to say, share this on Facebook and have some random ass message, right? You're looking for specific people. In my lead magnet for my newsletter, or one of the other lead magnets, for example, I specifically use words that say something like, please refer a young entrepreneur or a starting entrepreneur or a solopreneur, some kind of wording that says, this is my target. These are the people I'm looking for. So I say, please share this with an entrepreneur who is starting their business and needs to grow their list. I tell them on the page whom I'm targeting. Now, hopefully my messaging that's in my Facebook share or my Twitter share or whatever is going to grab those people only. But I also realized that UpViral, one of the top uses of UpViral is to copy a link and share it directly with somebody else. Or copy that link and put it in an email. So therefore, you want to make sure you have putting in the words in their heads of the people you want to target. Don't just say, share this on Facebook to everybody. You still can do that, right? But share this with restaurant owners that you know looking to grow their business. Tell them who you're looking for. Now, several comments coming in. Let me just make sure. Carlene says, love the word yet. Exactly. Can you show us how to specifically where they're coming from? No. Calling out your audience. Can you show us how to create specific links in UpViral so we know where people are coming from? If they are shared people, if Betty Lou signs up to get your hour, Carlene, and she shares it on Facebook, all you're going to know inside of UpViral is that she shared it on Facebook and people came into Facebook. If you are wanting to put your link somewhere, then you can use custom tracking links. Probably an entire show. I don't know. I think we have a whole show on that. I'm not going to dive into that right now. Custom tracking links. Look in the Facebook group. I know I've talked about it multiple times there, and I know I've talked about it in the Copilot shows. Heavily amazing feature of UpViral. Actually, go watch the show. I've forgotten what it's called. It was fairly recent. 10 things you didn't know UpViral could do, or 10 things... The 10 least used features of UpViral. That's where I talked about it. I know that. All right, let me get back to Lisa's question. Lisa, you still here? Lisa's question was, I'm looking for a way to use UpViral to create unique referral links for my campaigns for my clients. I have over 70 paid clients who are huge fans of my programs. And let me do this. I got to do wrap text in this spreadsheet so I can see the rest of it. Wrap text. Yikes, this is a long question. Holy cow. Thank you for your patience, Lisa. If you have to go, I will finish answering this and you can watch the replay starting at 40 minutes after the hour. Unique referral. I have over 70 paid clients who are huge fans of my programs. 1,000 people have signed up for my challenges in the past. Challenges are a great way to use UpViral. I have a proprietary way of doing challenges that's coming soon to a website near you. Oh, she says I rephrased it in the chat. Ah, there it is. All right, Lisa's got 2 questions. Simplify my questions. I have a periodic campaign I run from the same URL hosted on ClickFunnels. The campaign is different every time, but the same URL since I promoted the URL in many channels. Question number one, how do I use UpViral to generate unique referral links for people who've already signed up for the campaign in the past without making them sign up for the current version? That is done if they're on your list. See, I wish my buttons were working. Why are my buttons not working? Share screen. What the... Oh. So there's the question. So over in UpViral, let me close this. If I go to UpViral dashboard, you guys see my screen, right? So if I go to this particular campaign for a webinar sign up, which I have not been promoting because I've been sick, which is a whole nother topic. If you go to the Publish tab, inside the Publish tab is this one-click sign-up link for your email subscribers. For people that have already signed up to the campaign and are on your email list, you can use this, and if you click share, it will bring this. You pick your email tool, you pick Join Campaign, Share on Facebook. Primarily, you're using Join Campaign, and you're going to copy this and put it in your autoresponder. And when they sign up, they're instantly let me back up. When they see the email, it has their email address substituted in them, and that's what ActiveCampaign and the other tools are doing. And they end up on the share page in UpViral. So there is... As soon as they click that link, they are opted in to your current campaign. Okay, and if you're using the same URL, that should work. But you want, for this campaign, let me rephrase it. Don't care about the same URL. Just grab this link, put that in your email, and it will work. I, again, go into that in much more detail in other shows. 2, if the question number 1 is not possible, it is, and I need to ask them to sign up again, can I generate a fresh UpViral widget that will work for people who have signed up to the campaign in the past? You don't need a fresh widget. Just put this same widget. Even if they think they're signing up again, if they use their same email address, they're not in the widget. I don't know, hopefully that makes sense, Lisa. If it doesn't make sense, send me a private message and we'll have a chat. I turned off UpViral last time because people who wanted to re-sign up were not getting signed up because the UpViral widget said, I see you on the list. I won't add you to the email list. What the, I don't know that I've ever seen that kind of a message, Lisa. They were not added to the new list. They're getting the welcome email, not getting anything. So if you're using the same campaign, you are correct. They're not going to get a new email because UpViral thinks they're already there. Why don't you just clone the old campaign and create a new one and send that link? So I'm not totally sure I'm answering your question the right way. Kirk in the Facebook group, Christopher Towland, Towland. His course is over on Udemy, and if you find it and it's not like $10, send me a private message because I have a special link that it's either 19 or 10 or $20 or something. I can send you that link privately. If you are sending old people to an old campaign that you've just refreshed, they are not going to get a new welcome email, Lisa. The only time they will get a new welcome email is if you clone that campaign and create a new campaign. Hopefully that makes sense. If that doesn't make sense, let me know. Carlene's question. Did I answer your question, Carlene? Did I do that? I'm way back. Scrolling back up. Oh, Carlene's question was, if running a summit, how can you get more people to buy a VIP pass with UpViral? Great question. If you're running a summit, first of all, use UpViral to sign them up. On the share page, ask them to refer others. Those people that just signed up to your summit are the best providers of new people for you on the planet. UpViral, if you think about it, is better. Let me turn off the sharing. UpViral, if you think deeply about this, is better than Facebook retargeting. Absolutely better than Facebook not retargeting. What I'm thinking of is custom audiences. So with Facebook custom audiences, you give them a list of 100 emails, and Facebook's going to try to find 100 similar people, right? Or people that are not 100. You know what I mean, if you're doing Facebook. If you do the ask on the share page and say, will you refer somebody that would be very interested in this lead magnet seminar, VIP, blah, 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 then you are getting people where Betty says, I know my friend Paula would be very interested in this. There's all kinds of amazing juice that flows from Betty Lou over to Paula when Betty Lou says, hey, Paula, you need to sign up for this. You are 100% more likely to get that person than some random person on a Facebook custom audience. If you want to encourage them to get a VIP pass, then what I would do if I were doing a summit would be I would run a contest, and I would say the person, I don't like most points, but you could do most points in this kind of campaign. Say, look, if you invite people, you're going to accumulate more points, and I'm going to give you the recordings for free. 5 people will win the recordings for free. If you buy the VIP pass, then you're going to get 1,000 extra points in the contest. And I could go in a lot more detail about that, but hopefully you get the idea that if you are incentivizing people with the right offer, with the VIP thing, with 1,000 points or whatever, if they buy it, hello, where's my cash register? You're going to get a lot more people buying. All right, I'm going to scroll down to the bottom. Let's see. Carlene says, on the thank you page will be the invite to buy the VIP ticket. Yes, that's going to be a custom action. You're going to create a custom action. You're going to give them 1,000 points if they go buy the VIP. So you send them to the VIP page, the sales page, and then when they come back, they answer a question and you say, what was your invoice number? So we're going to verify before we give you the 1,000 points, okay? UpViral won't actually really do that. They'll get the 1,000 points. Okay. Lisa says, can you clone a campaign without changing the URL? Great question. Well, Carlene said, I'm going to get that. Hold on, just really fast, Lisa. What will the 1,000 points get them? It'll get them 1,000 chances to win whatever contest you're running. There's a whole lot of different possibilities there, Carlene. I'm going to try to get back to Lisa because I know she's got to leave. But we could unpack that, It could be a free course that you offer, a free hour with you. There's all kinds of things that the 1,000 points could go to. You got to figure out what the right offer is for your summit audience. Lisa's question, can you clone a campaign without changing the URL? Okay, number one. Let me go back to sharing my screen. What's the book you're promoting in the background? I'm not promoting any book. There are several books back there. The one that says Traffic Secrets up here, that's Russell Brunson's book. And believe it or not, Russell Brunson's book, Traffic Secrets, he never mentions referrals. Biggest bonus possibility for getting highly qualified leads, and it's not even mentioned in his book. I ended up with multiple copies. That's why Traffic Secrets is there, and there's another one over there somewhere. He doesn't even mention one of the most valuable sources of traffic on the planet. That's where I come in. All right, Lisa, I keep getting distracted. I'll quit looking at questions. Can I change the campaign without cloning the URL? All right, so share screen, UpViral, setup. Now, in this campaign, right, I have a custom URL. Go over there. Why is it taking so long to come back? You see up here, I have webinar.thankyouPageMagic.com. There is an LP/blah, blah, blah, but I don't need that, right? If I open incognito window, there it is. All right, stop. So I don't need all the other stuff that's at the end of that. I can obviously use it wherever I want, but if I hit webinar.thankyouPageMagic.com, it's going to go thankyouPageMagic.com. Is it dead? Did I break it? Lisa, I think we need to have a conversation. I don't know why this isn't working. Webinar to Thank You Page Magic. Did I type it wrong? The site can't be made. There's a typo. Alright, so that stinks. Something not right. But if I reuse that in a separate campaign, I can absolutely redo that. Let me finish this thought. The other thing that I could do, let's suppose this campaign was closed, even if I'm using the UpViral links. If I close this campaign and I do this thing down here where I do redirect to URL, I'm on the advanced settings, and I redirect a closed campaign to this custom URL, that will go to the new campaign. If you close it and put redirect, the old campaign will redirect to the new campaign. Now, I'm going to try to look at Lisa's question. So I don't have to install the UpViral widget in order to generate unique share links for the people who are already signed up on the list. I want a fresh opt-in list for each edition of the challenge. Then yes, what you're going to do is you're going to clone this campaign. If you clone this campaign, so what I would do would be go to dashboard. So let me say that this webinar is closed, right? It's your challenge, it's closed. So I come over here to more and I do clone, then I'm going to have a brand new campaign, right? Fresh startup, fresh set of leads, everything else. But I can still, let's say this is the cloned campaign, right? In your head, this is cloned. I've already cloned it. If I come over here to do edit campaign, and I come over to the publish tab, and I do this, come on UpViral, one-click share sign up, and I send that to my list, they will go to the new campaign and will be automatically signed up when they click the link. The widget's not important there. They will be automatically signed up. UpViral does not prevent previous signups. It's not really, I shouldn't say, what you want is a new UpViral campaign. Take the old one, clone it, use the one-click sign up to send people to your campaign. If I haven't cleaned that up and I know you gotta leave, send me a message and we'll get on a Zoom call and we'll chat about it. Okay? Does that make sense, Lisa? Have I cleaned it up or are you still confused? This partially answers it. Well, I wanted to totally answer it. Let me know if you continue to have questions. Carlene asked, I thought having someone purchase with a refer a friend campaign was against the rules. You make the rules, Carlene. You make the rules. And Kiki, yes, I'm talking about cloning a campaign. I am not talking about cloning a page. If you're using a page on your own website, you could clone that. But in UpViral, what you want to do is clone the campaign so that you have a new, clean campaign. It can be exactly look and feel of the old one. Send them the one-click sign up and they're in. If you are using the clone campaign with your own custom URL, yes, but you want to come back to the old one and turn that off. It gets a little confusing if you're using a custom domain, but you can still use that one. You just want to make sure that you are pointing people to the newer campaign. Okay, if you had old links that said LP128904, which is the campaign ID, you want to make sure you're using the new campaign ID in your links. It can get a little confusing. Okay. I know. I'm trying not to take too long, but at the same time, it can be confusing and it can be structurally difficult depending upon what your setup is. This is also part of the reason why I know people like to use their own websites, but I typically tell customers, I tell you guys, use the UpViral pages. It is so much cleaner than trying to install a widget. I still believe this firmly to this day. It just makes more sense if you send your people to a hosted page that's UpViral hosted. You can customize it, make it look the way you want. There won't be this confusion about which widget on which page and blah, 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 blah. You'll have a page right there in UpViral. You can make it look the way you want it to look. The new editor is awesome. There's just so many advantages to doing it inside of UpViral as opposed to the widget. Lisa, can I use the same page URL for the new edition of the challenge? Yes, but you got to make sure that you are not using, and I know it's hard to see on this small screen, I don't know how big I can make it. You got to make sure, and see, there it goes away. Damn it. They put this LP / campaign ID / blah, blah, blah. If you are copying their URL, you got to make sure that you are using that one with the new campaign ID in it. If you're using a widget, you got to make sure you're using the new widget. You got to go to the publish page. You got to come down here to the embed. You got to grab the right code over here. If you're sending people to the old widget, that doesn't work. You got to have the new widget because it has a campaign ID in it. You see this 128904? That matches up here. You have to make sure you have the right widget installed. Kiki says, I think Lisa means creating a second opt-in. No, we're not talking about a second opt-in. We're not talking about a second share in the same campaign. You can't have multiple share pages in the same campaign unless you're doing split testing. No, they are separate campaigns. And this, again, is one of the reasons why I say it's less confusing if you just use UpViral hosted pages as opposed to your own page. If you're using your own page on your website, you have a URL for that page. You have to make sure you have the right widget on your page. If you clone the campaign in UpViral, you got to change the widget on your page. You can use the same URL because your page didn't change. The widget has to change. It can get very confusing. The others... Lisa says, I am seeing that I can generate a new campaign with a new widget. Yes, there is a new widget with a new campaign. All right. Let me see. Is something wrong with... You guys are still seeing my screen. All right. So, I don't know what's wrong with that. All right, so if I go to... All right, so this page is on my thank you page magic. Can you see the URL up here? It says widget lead page. There's a widget here, and I know it's currently broken. All right. That's what, and there's some goofy stuff, but when I was testing, I was trying to, so something's refreshing here. But this URL, if this is Lisa's webpage for her challenge, this is the URL that she sends everybody to, right? To opt in. There's a widget on that page. If you clone the campaign in UpViral, now, I don't know which one of these tabs I was on. If I clone this campaign in UpViral, I have a new widget that I have to embed. So I would have to copy this code over to my WordPress site. It's over here. And I would have to put that new code on my web page. This is the same page that they went to sign up in the challenge in September of last year. It's the same page they're coming to today, but the widget is different because the campaign is different in UpViral. Does that help? Lisa says, yes, thank you, that solves it. Great. I'm sorry this page is currently broken. Now, I would also, in my case, I would have a share page. Right? The share page is an UpViral, it's a WordPress page that has the widget on it. I gotta change the widget on this page too. I obviously have the wrong widget because something weird's happening here when I was doing testing many months ago. So just to summarize, I go over to UpViral, I clone the campaign, I come into the Publish tab and I grab the new widget code. I go over to my WordPress site or whatever you're using, ClickFunnels or whatever, and I paste that widget code in there and everything should work and send people to that page. Lisa says, thank you very much, I gotta run. You're welcome, Lisa, if you're still here. Sorry it took so long to get to the magic, but we got there eventually. Okay. Same URL, new campaign, new widget, correct. I'm scrolling backwards now. I'm scrolling through a lot of I'm confused stuff, so I think we're okay. I'm going to close this so it stops doing that weirdness. Carlene, did we get that cleared up? I thought having someone purchase with a refer a friend was against the rules. I don't know that I finished answering that. God, I hate that my buttons don't work. There is nothing wrong in the United States with running a campaign where you purchase something after the free registration. The law in the United States, and first of all, I am not a lawyer, but I see this all the time. I don't know if it's right, but I see it all the time. Have an opt-in, a registration for your summit that is absolutely free. Everybody can register for the summit. On the share page, you create a custom action that sends them to purchase. If they purchase, then they get 1,000 extra points. Or whatever. That's okay. They have registered. If you're running a contest, they have their chances to win the contest, just like everybody else. But if they purchase something and they get more points in the contest, oops, so what? I believe that's legal. I am not a lawyer. I don't play a lawyer on TV. I've had lots of conversations with people. I believe that's legal. I've seen large corporations do it. I don't know. I am not going to tell you. You cannot sue me because I'm just telling you what other people have done. It doesn't necessarily make it right. I think there's lots of things that aren't necessarily right, but if you send somebody, why? The campaign that you're running is about registering for a conference, right? Here's my deal, right? If you walked into a conference and the registration were free to a physical conference, back in the old days when we used to do that before the pandemic, you walk into a conference and, oh, by the way, those people that are at the conference are eligible to win something. And, oh, by the way, if they walked up and bought your product and they got 50 chances to put their name in the pot, who's going to say that's illegal? I don't believe there are any laws against doing that. I've seen it done all the time. We're just doing it online. What's the difference? Carlene, did I answer all your questions? Can you show us how to create specific links so we know where people are coming from? I don't want to get into that. All right. Lamar. Hi, Lamar. Welcome to the show. Would you use UpViral for a political campaign? If yes, have you seen any examples or do you have an idea of an incentive? What are the regulations? I don't know. I'm going to tell you right now, for a political campaign, I have no clue. Could you do UpViral for a political campaign as long as you are not requiring money? I don't know why you couldn't. I have one of my mastermind members, for example, that is currently building a petitions campaign, which I think is very similar to your political campaign. Could you incentivize people to invite others that think the same way? Why not? You could give them a front row seat at the next convention. I mean, there's all kinds of prizes you could potentially do. You could even do it without a contest, right? To simply say, well, if you invite somebody, we're going to give you this free PDF on how to be a better human or whatever. I don't know why you couldn't use UpViral. As long as you're not requiring a purchase, why not? All right, so the question that I think Carlene is asking, and let me know if you have any questions out there. If I've missed something, please let me know. We still have time to get your question answered. All right. As Carlene said, I thought I read somewhere when you require somebody to purchase. Now, you are not requiring them to purchase. That's the key. The phrasing there, Carlene, is you are not requiring a purchase. You're offering it to them. If they do so, then they get extra points to do something, but that's not a requirement. You are not requiring a purchase to be entered into whatever contest. And Kiki's correct. Be careful with political. Different rules apply to elections, especially in the current climate. I don't see how asking Betty to invite her friend Paula, and you give her a free PDF on how to invite other people, I don't see that's a problem. If you're starting to talk about money, if you're starting to talk about winning prizes and contest kind of stuff, I don't know what the rules are there. So be very careful, like Kiki says. But you can there is nothing wrong with asking for a referral. And that's all potentially you're doing, is asking for a referral. If you're not asking for money, right? What do you mean, Kirk? We're neighbors. I missed that part. I'm looking over to Facebook. Send the link in Messenger. We're friends already. We're neighbors. I've forgotten. Maybe I know that. Kirk said, learning a lot today. You're welcome. Great info. You're welcome. I do live in St. Louis. I don't think that's a surprise to anybody. All right, I'm just glancing back. Anybody have any other questions that I have not covered? Interestingly enough, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you something on my computer. I gotta find it. Here it is. The only thing with UpViral is that Wilco can cancel you. Well, hopefully Wilco doesn't do that. All right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you something I found just this morning. Fascinating to me. Where's my Zoom? I wish my buttons worked. Share screen. So I am on a website called avazoo.com. Apple Victor Alpha. Sorry, Apple Victor Apple Zebra Oh. Notice this incredibly heavy HTML website. They are running, this part right here is the home of the $1 billion raffle. The world's greatest fundraiser for charitable causes. One winner will get a check for $1 billion. Second prize, 100 individuals will receive $1 million. I find this very hard to believe. This is obviously a purchase to get entries. When you play, 70% of your raffle entry will be held in a third-party escrow for prize payouts. An estimated $3 billion will be donated to charitable programs worldwide. With only 50 million entries available, 1 in 3 chance of winning a cash prize, we expect to sell out quickly. This just feels scammy. This does not feel legit to me in any way, shape, or form. I understand they say they're raising money for charity, but prove it. And they got a picture of Jay Leno here. Did Jay Leno authorize his picture to be used here? I don't know. And they're also doing NFTs of some kind. It just feels scammy to me. How does it feel to you guys? Am I on target, or do you think this is legit? I just don't. I mean, if somebody were to offer $1 million prize, maybe I'm okay with that. But $1 billion with 100 people getting $1 million each? Oh man, this just feels icky. You guys aren't. They're giving away $4 billion. That's, yes. We estimate $2.75 billion will be set aside waiting for D-Day. So let me do my math. 100 times $1 million. That's $1 billion, right? No, that's $100 million. So no, it's... Jeff says, I will sell you a bridge for $1. Kiki says, scammers. They're not giving away, Jeff, $4 billion. They're giving away $1 billion as a main prize and $100 million in secondary prizes. So that's 1.1 billion, right? So it's not 4 billion. But they think they're going to raise $3 billion for charity. Oh, okay, with charity included. All right. Take your email by using your credit cards and fake filing tax returns. Yes. It just feels scammy. Here's another thing, by the way. I saw this morning from... That's not it. This one. On Facebook, Aldi fans, I know this is a little hard to see. We were going to throw away... Let me scroll down here. We're about to throw away several televisions we can no longer sell. Do you want one? We thought instead of throwing them away, we'd give them away to people who needed them. All the TVs work, however, damaged, scratches. We don't want them to go to waste. Blah, blah, blah. Why is it people fall for this? They think this is the real Aldi. Somebody shared it so that I would see it on my timeline. And I'm like, really? Are you falling for this crap? This is not Aldi. Yes, I put right here, it's a scam. And then the bot says, hello, Mitch, your entry is almost complete. You should Always complete the validation process first. To do this, simply share this message with 5 active groups. This is a scam. There's nobody giving away stuff. Right? So if I click on Aldi fans, notice it said 154 people like this page. Come on, Aldi would have more than 154 people. But scroll down here to page transparency. Page created April 14th, 2022. This is not Aldi, people. Think before you submit to stuff like this. How is it that people fall for this? I don't get it. It's because they just don't take enough time. I know. Look at these people that are commenting down here. Why don't you donate them to the flood people who lost everything? Because it's a scam. That's why your entry is almost complete. Please, I would love one as mine in the blink of the... I shop at Aldi all the time. I'm going through chemo and I would love one of these, please. Maybe that person's a scammer. Trying to scam Aldi back. This is an incredibly generous gesture. Really? As a loyal customer and avid lover, I think this is great. Really? Do people really fall for this stuff? Please don't be one of these pages. They're growing this page so that they could sell it to somebody else and say, hey, look, we got a page with 150,000 fans. Please buy it from us for $2,000 or whatever. Just don't do it. Just don't fall for this stuff. All right, anybody have any questions? We are going to wrap this up really soon if you don't ask me some great, fantastic questions. We've had some great stuff today, so thank you for being here. Wonderful questions from everybody today. Jeff, Andy, Jose, I haven't heard from you. Carlene, Kiki, Lomar, Nico, PC, Robert, Rodney, Bradley, who was here earlier. One new message. There was a question earlier. Okay, Kiki, which comment? Da, 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 da. Anybody know starts so on the thank you page. Oh, so on the thank you page, I can say everyone who purchases a VIP ticket wins 1,000 points towards the prize. Yes, you can say that. I don't know if win is exactly the phrase, but maybe some people would like that. Sure. Okay, anybody else? Anybody else with a question before we wrap this up? Next week's show, yes, you can say gain entries. I typically say entries instead of points, or chances to win instead of points, because nobody knows what points are. They know what points are, but you know. If you remind them that those points are entries in the contest, if that's what you're doing, that I think is better. All right. If you have a question, simply type, I got a question, or something really fast in the chat. Otherwise, we are going to wrap this up. I do not know what the next week's show is all about, because I haven't picked it yet. What do you want to see me talk about on next week's show? I got a question, Nico says. Okay, thank you. What would you like me to talk about on next week's show? Anybody? I always have lots of ideas. I'm thankful to be feeling better. Carlene says the best incentives. we can absolutely talk about trying to figure out what the best incentive is for your community, but great question, Nico. Great question. Nico's question, I was looking at the Facebook group. I don't know if this was already discussed. Is there a guide for the right choice of words when setting up campaigns? That's a very good question. I don't actually even have something like that. I think I probably should create that. I think that's a great idea for a lead magnet for my own personal business. Thank you, Page Magic. The top 10 words to add to your campaign to skyrocket the input. I'm not aware of anything. You can use the UpViral templates, and I'm creating some of my own templates for campaigns. I don't know that taking away from their templates you will find lots of great words. But I think that's a great idea for something I should be doing. I don't have anything like that. Carlene's question, have you ever done a survey to your audience to find out the best incentives? Abso-freaking-lutely. That is one of my answers to the question of what's the best incentive. I go back to what we talked about very much earlier in the show. If you know what your avatar lusts for, then creating the offer should be fairly easy. If you don't know what they lust for, ask them. Sometimes people have said to me, that's the lazy way, Mitch. Clients come to me and they say, well, I'm in the battery niche. What should my offer be? I don't know. I don't know the perfect answer for that. The perfect answer is A, ask them, B, run multiple campaigns to find out which one works the best. All right, there's lots of places to get ideas. Your perfect avatar is the right place to go. What's even better than a survey is a one-on-one conversation. Record it. Transcribe it. Grab the words that they use. Right? Nico just gave me the perfect lead magnet for my business. Right? Did I just make it up by myself? No, I'm sitting here talking to y'all, figuring out what questions you have, figuring out what I could offer to help answer those questions. He handed it to me on a platter. What are the right words when setting up campaigns? What are the top 10 words not to use in emails? My friend Christina Etheridge has a YouTube video, top 10 words not to say, and she's gathered that information from real live statistics on emails. Whew. Jose, welcome, Jose. So Carlene, did that make sense? Did I finish? I mean, I could talk for probably hours on doing a survey, and yes, I do surveys. Jose's question, will it be possible to teach how to implement a campaign to make new registrations on social trading crypto platform using UpViral? I shouldn't read the next thing that gets typed in because I get distracted. Teach how to implement a campaign to make new registrations on social. I will take that as a possible what do you call it? Co-pilot topic. And I'm going to grab Nico's thing before I let that get away. Nico. That's not what I wanted. This. All right. How do you come up with the right survey questions? I don't know. I mean, it depends. A lot of it has to do, Carlene, with your audience. This stuff is hard, right? Becoming an entrepreneur and trying to serve your audience is hard. I have struggled with these very same things for years. I think I'm finally in the right place. Simple questions are things like, what is the number one thing you struggle with in your blah, 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 whatever niche? What's the hardest thing you have to do in your business? If you were to get a prize in a contest for your business, what would it be? If I offered you an hour of my time, would that be exciting? You know, you got lots of different possible questions. I guess that is a great topic. We're gonna do that topic soon. Where did it go? I'm just gonna grab that one. All right. I have a tool, by the way, that's really cool. I don't even know what it's called. I've started using it and I don't even know what it's called, but it is freaking amazing. It's not that one. And it's definitely not that one. It's called Text Sniper. I believe it's a Mac only thing, but it is freaking awesome. Text Sniper allows me to put my cursor around some text on my screen and grab it, even in an image, in a live video, or whatever. It is amazing. So what I've done is I've just captured the text of those questions that I think would apply to a possible new topic for the Copilot show. Jose, the question you asked is a little bit probably too long. It might, like I said, it might make an entire show on how to create a campaign to get new registrations. But we will look at that and figure out if there's a way I can make a show out of that. All right. Anybody else have any questions before we wrap this up? Hit your keyboard and type the letter Q and hit return. Or not. Q, Patricia. Great, Patricia. I am eagerly awaiting your question. I'm sorry, I'm sitting here over here reading the latest question in UpViral. That just came in while we were on the show. Patricia's question: how do I run a campaign through UpViral to my Facebook page? All right, you're going to need to give me a little bit more information on that. What do you mean to my Facebook page? Do you want people to like your Facebook page? Are you wanting to run the campaign on your Facebook page? Which of those do you want to do? It is to run a sweepstakes giving away an iPad. Number one, Patricia, odds are 99% that giving away an iPad is not the right offer. I've been there. My very first contest, I gave away an iPad trying to get photographers on my photography forum. Nobody joined my photography forum. All they cared about, and it was grandmas and grandpas and kids that wanted to win an iPad. Likely the iPad is not the right prize. Now, there are cases where an iPad is the right prize and we'd have to talk about it. I still don't understand. I'm in the weight loss niche. One of my mastermind members last year ran a contest. He had a weight loss training program. He was giving away a scale, a bathroom scale, as the prize. I think that's an appropriate prize to try to get people into your weight loss program. It's related to your product. If I'm not interested in my weight, I don't want to win a bathroom scale. An iPad isn't the kind of thing that has anything to do with weight loss. Can there be a program? Can there be software running on the iPad to help me lose weight? Absolutely. But I can guarantee you my wife would try to enter that campaign to win the iPad, whether she wanted to lose weight or not. She wants the iPad. My daughters would register for that. 10-year-old kids would register for that. That's not the people you want. You've got to craft your offer to be something that your specific audience is after. Okay, I still don't know, Patricia, what your campaign through UpViral to my Facebook page means. Okay, now, simple answers. Can you post your UpViral campaign on your Facebook page? Absolutely. Simply post it. You grab the link in UpViral and you say, hey, I'm giving away a bathroom scale to promote my weight loss program. Here's the link to enter. You put that on your Facebook page, your timeline, you can put it anywhere. You can put a custom action inside your UpViral campaign that says, join my Facebook page. Come over here and like it and get an extra 50 entries in this contest to win the bathroom scale by joining my Facebook page or my Facebook group or doing whatever, right? Custom actions inside of UpViral incentivize people to do the social part of things. Custom action is what you want for that. Give them big points to do that. Okay. Patricia says, I already have thousands of followers on my Facebook page. Congratulations. Perfect. But that means you can still have those people. So I'm going to be mean and cruel. Right? Let's say you create a campaign to give away a bathroom scale and you got 10,000 people on your weight loss page. Right? They've already liked your page. They're already, quote, your audience. Number one, okay, big frickin' deal, they're on your Facebook page. Only 7% of those people will ever see your posts. If you have them on your UpViral campaign and in your email list, now you have them captured, you can send them emails. And I can tell you, if you have an open rate of 10%, that's still a hell of a lot better than Facebook seeing your post. Okay, that's number one. Facebook, tens of thousands of people on a Facebook page don't meet squat unless you're paying money to get in front of them. Get them in your email list. Even if those people really are fantastic fans of yours, get them to enter your contest to win a scale. Maybe they already have one. Tell them they could give it away as a gift if they win it and they already have one. Those people are the most likely people to know whom else is looking to lose weight. How do you get them from your Facebook? You offer them this contest. You say, hey, look, I'm giving away a contest. Hey, Facebook page people, come over here and register for this contest to win a scale, for example. Now they are in your email list. That's exactly why you want to use UpViral. You want those people to then say, hey, people out here in the rest of the world, look what Patricia's doing over here. She's got a contest where you could win thousands of prizes or whatever, right? Weight loss program, this, that. Once they opt in, now they're on your email list. You can email them all day long, and your open rates, I can guarantee you your open rates on your emails, even if your email rate, open rate on your email sucks, is better than Facebook. I guarantee it. All right, let's see. See if I can get to this really fast. Watch this. In a study of buying patterns of over 72 million customers in 14 different industries, 40 times as many purchases came from links in emails than came from Facebook or Twitter or any other social media that was done on Custora. 40 times as many purchases came from links in emails. I don't care if you got 50,000 people on your Facebook group. If they're not in your email list, they're probably not going to buy from you. As much as people love to talk about this frickin' you gotta be on social media, your email list is your most valuable asset. The effectiveness of various marketing, email came out on a ROI of 41-1 over every other type of marketing. Email, 40 times more powerful than other social media. Why the hell are you... No, build your email, build your Facebook page. Go to it. Email's where it's at. 2022. Email still is 40 times more important than all of your social media combined. People, pay attention to that number. Pay attention. Email is not dead. Here's the one I love. Not building your email list is costing you thousands upon thousands of dollars. Everybody that has any knowledge will tell you that your email list is your number one asset. Yes, you got to be on social media. You got to be on not Canva. You got to be on Facebook. You got to be spending money on Facebook ads. You get people in your email list, they are yours, and it costs you virtually nothing to send emails to them. Andy, I missed this. What kind of prize reward could you offer if you're trying to attract people who need something like a removals company? You mean like You Got Junk or 1-800-GOT-JUNK? Is that what you mean, Andy? A removals company? All kinds of opportunities there. Yes, says Andy. Number one, how about a free house cleanout? Number two, win a home security system. Find something that is really attractive to people who are moving. Because typically I think people that are doing removals are potentially moving. I just moved my mother-in-law. Think about all the different things that people that are interested in cleaning out their house. How about an organizing system? How about new cabinets in your kitchen? There's gobs and gobs of ideas of something that is in the niche. The people that would be interested in finding out more about how to get the junk out of the house, all kinds of things you could test there. Do campaign to my email if I have a hard... So, Patricia. Okay, are you sitting down? Andy says sometimes people need several items moved. Could you come over? My wife wants the couch that's in there moved over here and the one that's there moved over there. Are you in St. Louis? Could you come do that for me? And that's a great point, right? Part of what you need to do is educate people, because I didn't know you would just do that. I assumed it was just like getting junk out of my house. You got some education that potentially needs to be done there. And having people on your list, you can educate them, you can nurture them, you can continually be in front of them if they're on your list. Patricia, all right, I'm going to get back to you here. Number one question, do I send a campaign to my email list if I have a large list? I do not understand this question, and I'm saying that from my viewpoint because I know the answer. I'll try to be nice. I have had clients ask me this and fight with me about this all the time. Because they like, oh, Mitch, I want to run a contest. I'm going to give away a year's worth of granola bars. I have this one specific client that she argued with me on this for a while. I already have a list of 100,000 people on my list. I said list twice. I have 100,000 people on my list. Why would I send them this contest to win when they're already on my list? Now, what that says, and I'm not trying to be mean and cruel, Patricia, or anyone else that's watching, what you don't understand is the power of an UpViral campaign. It is not about the 100,000 people on your list. In that, they're already on your list. So why would I email them? They are your biggest fans. Why would you not give them the opportunity to invite other people to your list? That's what your UpViral campaign is all about. It's not about the winning. It's not about the contest. It's not about this and it's not about that. It is about referring people. It's about asking Betty to refer Paula over to your program to lose weight. That's what UpViral is about. Do you have 100,000? Do you have 5,000 people on your list? Do you have 5,000 people in a Facebook group? Invite those people and say, hey, you could have a chance to win this, but I'll give you a whole bunch more chances to win this if you go invite your neighbor, your friend, the person you know that needs what I offer. That is the goal of UpViral. People just starting out, and I understand if you're just starting out that you don't grasp that part yet. UpViral does. It is a difficult thing to get people to understand. Once the light bulb goes off, most people go, yeah, well, of course, Betty, who's my biggest fan, she could invite Paula, and she could invite Joanne, and she could invite all these other people. Those are free to you. The whole point of UpViral is those people. It's about expanding your reach from your biggest fans. I understand that most people coming in don't realize that that's the value. Sometimes I get a little wound up about this because I'm assuming that you already understand that. And most people don't. I need to be better about that somehow. But that's why if you weren't getting Betty to refer Paula, you would just go buy ClickFunnels or any other tool, lead funnels, WordPress, and you'd have an opt-in, and then you'd have a thank you page, and you'd say, okay, thanks for joining. The goal of UpViral is not that. Any other program on the planet can do that. The goal of UpViral is to say, Betty, I know you love me. Maybe you're new to me, but I know you know somebody else who would also like to know how to lose weight. You invite those people, I'm going to potentially give you this thing. You could win, blah, 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 whatever the dangle offer is you're doing. Now, earlier I talked about this plaque. I'm going to show you something that makes things, I think, feel very different. At least it did for me when I first did this. I can get this to show up. In my, all right, here, let me do it this way. Let me start with this. This is a football stadium that holds 100,000 people. Okay? The plaque behind me represents 260,000 people. That's 2 football fields plus another half. That's how many people have opted in to campaigns that I have run with UpViral. All right? But if you look at my account, the number of referred leads, the number of people invited by the original person, right? So Betty Lou signed up and she invited Paula. The number of Paulas in all of those 260,000 was 113,837 at the time I captured this. That is 43% free referrals in my life, in my UpViral life. That 250,000 that's represented by that plaque is 43% of those people were invited by the people who opted in. Some of the people who opted in were new people, but they invited 43%. You find any other tool on the planet that will bring you 10%, 20%, 300%. I have some of my mastermind people are bringing in 300% referred leads in their campaigns. Why would you not use this tool to invite other people? Patricia says, so why doesn't UpViral find a way to educate their subscribers more on the power of UpViral? That's why we're here. That's what the purpose of the UpViral Co-Pilot show is. Getting people to show up is a whole nother topic. If you come follow me outside of UpViral, I'm preaching the same thing. This is... Carlene says, incidentally, where is your co-pilot, William? Actually, William and I are just splitting duties. He does one show where he does interviews. I do the other show where we do the other stuff. The co-pilot show originally started out with me and Mark. Mark is the CTO, COO, Chief Operating. He's the guy right below Wilco. And he and I were doing the show together. That's where the co-pilot came from. Bless you, Jeff. Jeff said, Mitch, you are a passionate man worth listening to. Thank you. If you go to newsletter.thankyouPageMagic.com. Anyway. Carlene says, I second that. Thank you so much. How often do we have this type of training? Every week. Tuesday, 10 a.m. Eastern New York time. We do this show every week. Patricia also said, what up-to-date gift can I offer to people who have diabetes and want to lose weight? I don't know. So, Patricia, that's the struggle, finding the right offer. It is often a struggle. I'll tell you my quick story. Bradley, who was on the show, was here as an attendee earlier. Good friend of mine. Slight plug. Something from Bradley and I is coming in the near future. Bradley is a really smart marketer. He had a client that was in the survival niche. Some of you have heard this story before. I'm sorry, I won't bore you too long. Survival. The people that think the world is going to end or whatever, right? So they're digging holes and figuring out how to live on the land. They started out giving away camping stoves and camping gear and sleeping bags and this and that. And they kept trying contest after contest until they found the best prize that brought in the most leads for the least amount of money was a $97 flashlight. Really massive Hulken halogen flashlight. People lit up for that. Bradley, who's a very smart individual, was leading these campaigns, and they had to try multiple things until they found the right offer for their audience. Is it the same link every week? Yes, it is. But I urge you to go to the UpViral website, to the co-pilot, which is under resources, and sign up so you get the emails to remind you. Bradley and his team ran multiple campaigns till they found the right offer. I could sit here and tell you that for somebody that needs to lose weight because they're suffering from diabetes is a stick in the nostrils. I don't know. Whatever. I don't know what the right answer is. Even the best marketers don't always know what the right offer is. Just look at big marketing programs like Coke and McDonald's. They change constantly. They're always testing to try to figure out what the right offer is. It's not obvious, which is probably why we should do a show on what's the best offer and how to find the right offer. All right, so let's wrap this up. We've had plenty of time to answer questions. Next week's show, I don't know. There is nothing on the schedule. Patricia says, thank you so much, Mitch. I appreciate you. I appreciate you being here and asking questions. Without people asking questions, I could only just babble on and on and on and on and preach, which I typically do. Just go ask my wife. She'll tell you that she plugs her ears and puts on headphones while I do the show because I get rather passionate. I will give you a plug. If you want to hear my story, by the way, I recently was on a podcast. I'm not promoting any of my own products or anything. I was on a podcast. I was interviewed by my good friend, Richard Ralston. He has a podcast called Focus on Productivity. If you look at episode 19, which was just released this week, it's on Apple, it's on all the famous podcast places. I don't have the link for you right now, but if you go to your podcast system and look at Focus on Productivity, Richard Ralston, episode 19, I did a wonderful interview with him, and you talk about getting passionate. I listened to it with my daughter the other day. My 23-year-old daughter. She was here for the weekend, and I just kind of just turned it on, and I kind of sort of forced her to listen to it. She's like, holy cow, Dad, you get really passionate about this stuff. I said, I was listening at like 25 minutes in, and I'm really rambling about something. I'm like, Mitch, you need to calm down. But I do get very, very passionate about this. But I can't get passionate about it unless you people tune in. So I appreciate you. Sign up for the UpViral Copilot Show. It's on UpViral.com under Resources on their website. Opt in so you get the emails every week, because you know that without the reminders, you're likely to not remember to come. Sign up for that and show up every week. Carlene, and there's lots of people like Jeff and Kiki, Andy, I don't know that I've seen you every week, but lots of you show up every week, and I appreciate those of you who do. Those of you who are tuning in, you're getting all the juicy bits that I love to offer, minus a couple. I got to keep some to myself for my own business. But tune in next week. Kiki says we appreciate you. I appreciate you being here and asking great questions, like I said. Next Tuesday, same bat time, same bat channel, the UpViral Copilot Show. I'm assuming it's me because William has not signed up to do an interview next week unless he shows up to do an interview. All of the replays, by the way, if you want to go back and look at the old stuff, it's in your UpViral campaign. I showed you an UpViral account. I showed you there earlier. It's on YouTube and it's in the Facebook groups. All the replays are there. They're all free. I've got hours upon hours upon hours of gold sitting in them there hills. So we will catch you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. PC says, thank you, Mitch, so much for taking the time to share with all of us your very valuable knowledge. You are welcome. It will be here next week, too. So we will catch you then. Hope you all come back. Bring a friend, by the way. Invite somebody you know that needs to learn what you guys just learned. The stuff that seems to be sort of hidden in some strange ways. Why is that? I want to take a screen grab before the comment goes away. There we go. I love Jeff's comment. You are a passionate man worth listening to. I'm going to grab that one. Thank you. All right. We will catch you guys next week. Same place. See you. Bye.